Hello again, and welcome to the Risk and Accounting Advisory Podcast. I'm Garrett Buckless, and I'm the domain leader for the accounting transformation practice at Cherry Bekaert. And today, our topic is Blackline and issues many accounting and finance departments are facing. We have a special crossover episode, and with me today are Michelle Cortell from Blackline and Susan Edwards from our Accounting Advisory Services practice. Michelle, could you please introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your background and the work you do with Blackline?
Hello, Garrett. Yeah, thank you for having me join in the discussion today. I'm excited to be here with you and Susan. So a little bit about my background. I've been with Blackline for 8 years, and so I've been in the implementations area. I have been in customer and partner training, and then in product lifecycle management. And now as a trusted advisor to the Blackline partner ecosystem. But before joining Blackline, I was in the accounting industry for 25 plus years. And so I held roles from being an auditor to a consultant to a controller for many years, and I'm a CPA. So I consider myself, though, very fortunate now to be a part of the Blackline Partner Solution Consulting team. And we have the main mission of supporting Blackline partners in understanding the full capabilities of the Blackline solution, and then enabling them to deliver value messaging and impactful demonstrations and outcomes to our customers. So specifically, types of activities my team gets involved with would be initial onboarding enablement for partners, pre-sale support, demo environment support, and then product training.
Thanks, Michelle. We're grateful to have you joining us today. Susan, would you mind introducing yourself and talking about your experience, especially with Blackline?
Yeah, thanks, Garrett. As Garrett said, I'm Susan Edwards. I'm an accounting advisory manager at Cherry Bekaert, and I'm based in South Carolina. Prior to joining Cherry Bekaert, I had the good fortune to implement and work with Blackline as a manager of accounting for a multi-hospital system. Implementing Blackline allowed us to go from a 9-day close to a 3-day close, and Blackline increased the visibility of our status during close, improved the quality of our reconciliations, and freed up our staff to do higher value analysis. So on the Cherry Bekaert side, I am really excited to work with Blackline as an implementation partner after seeing how transformational Blackline was for our team.
As I mentioned in my intro, today's conversation, we're going to discuss Blackline and issues facing the modern accounting and finance department and ways to address those issues. Our aim is to highlight these issues currently affecting our clients, discuss the root cause, and how Blackline and Cherry Bekaert have addressed these issues in our experience. Michelle, can you kick off our conversation by introducing Blackline?
Absolutely. So the Blackline solution supports activities within the record-to-report process that are typically not managed by respective ERPs, but for which are still very critical to business stakeholders in reviewing performance results, planning and forecasting, and of course, decision processes. So think of Blackline as fitting directly in the middle of the record-to-report process, whereby it's a complementary solution to the general ledger in any environment, and it picks up where systems typically leave F&A teams to complete work in a manual manner, such as with spreadsheets. So think reconciliations, month-end close checklists, high volume ticking and tying of transactions, journal entries, and of course, variance analytics.
And Michelle, when a company comes to you, what are the types of issues facing the CFO and accounting and finance departments?
What we commonly hear, and also what I can confirm, I've experienced myself in roles previous to Blackline, is that there's a balancing act for the F&A and IT functions, where they're faced with a time crunch because they're cobbling together data from various systems, usually in a highly manualized and inconsistent manner in order to meet the month-end deadlines. But add on top of that they never have any time left over then to complete the deep dive analytics that are required for planning and forecasting for what really matters to the organization, which is their strategic goals. So add on to that inherently, we also hear of an increase of risk of errors on the actual results because the majority of work is done in a manual manner. And so this often results in management then having a lower level of trust in the actual results, and they become limited or hampered in being able to make timely business decisions, let alone any type of audit issues that could arise. And so this has a trickle-down effect because employee morale decreases as well. Employees become dissatisfied with completing repetitive, low-level manual tasks on a daily basis. And so make no mistake, employee retention of top performers is a real concern today for CFOs. There's a true cost associated to employee dissatisfaction and turnover.
Thanks, Michelle. That's so interesting. Susan, are you seeing similar issues with your clients?
Yes, Garrett, I'm seeing the same issues with my clients and also in my past experience. In my life as an accounting manager prior to using Blackline, we'd already transitioned to electronic work papers, but much of our work was still manual. Each month, managers had to set up lead sheets for all the reconciliations and journals, and staff had to log completed reconciliations in each journal, save their documentations, and then managers had to open files and manually approve and then mark everything on the lead sheet. And as you can tell, this is all really tedious. And then if there were any issues, the whole process started over again. So flash forward to the end of the year, the auditors are there, and you're mining these manually organized files to pull support. And as managers, you really didn't have a lot of visibility into what your staff was doing. And our staff, as Michelle said, was really frustrated with all this manual work they were doing each month. So Blackline's workflow was a game changer. And as managers, we were able to see in real time what was complete, what had reconciling items. The staff could tag each other in Blackline to make sure the right people knew what issues were outstanding. And additionally, our external auditors were able to access our approved reconciliations and journals directly via Blackline, eliminating that administrative work that pops up with every audit. I see these same pain points with clients almost every day now, and I know that Blackline would be transformational for a lot of them as well.
Thanks, Susan. Michelle, how can Blackline help address some of these issues we're discussing?
Sure. So first of all, I'm really happy to hear that Susan felt it was a game changer in her organization because Blackline helps to automate substantiation of reconciliations and really so much more for mitigating risks to ensuring integrity and efficiency during the record-to-report process. Through standardizing the F&A operations, acceleration to the month-end close process occurs. And this then gives the F&A team time and opportunity to concentrate on efforts on deep dive analytics that are really required for planning and achieving the strategic goals of the organization. So essentially, the team can then now concentrate on the higher value work, which often results in an increase in employee morale because they're now engaged in what really counts to the organization. So I would consider Blackline as a strategic software partner to give capability and automation during the record-to-report process. And equally important, that it's delivered so that organizations are not in the business of software development themselves.
If a potential client expressed apprehension about the cost or the time required to implement Blackline?
So Blackline has approximately 3,900 customers and just over 335,000 users. And in our work with our customers, we know and can quantify the benefits clearly outweigh the cost or time to implement. And to be honest, the cost-benefit ratio becomes even more important in the economic environment we have today because organizations are looking at cost containment. And so they have various options from doing nothing to a full finance transformation. In the option to do nothing, where people are the process, costs will increase. And so let me give you a few statistics we've gathered from our customer transformations. On average, for the ROI, it's approximately $2.77 on the dollar, 85% reduction in time to reconcile, 70% average faster month-end close, 66% average increase in process automation, and 78% average in journal entry automation. And so I can tell you, if I were still sitting as a controller, I would be looking at these outcomes very carefully so that I can measure how to bring more value to the organization from my team. You see, Blackline helps transform the record-to-report process to an efficient and automated state. And this gives way for our capacity alignment in the F&A team so they can concentrate on what really matters. And this is exactly what F&A leaders are looking for today, a way to mitigate risk and then bring more value to the organization.
Michelle and Susan, how do Cherry Becker and Blackline partner together to deliver results?
Thanks, Garrett. Blackline values the partnership with Cherry Becker. We recognize that partners such as Cherry Becker are the boots on the ground in the accounting transformation process with organizations. And so we aim to support partners every step along the way so they can focus on solutions for their customers, whether that be from accounting needs, optimizing processes, increasing productivity, or reducing costs. From deep dive solutioning to support in implementation and training, we aim to ensure the Blackline partner ecosystem is knowledgeable, supported, and enabled in their needs.
As an implementation partner, Cherry Beckert serves as the liaison between your accounting team and the Blackline platform to give you the best implementation experience possible. We quarterback the project plan for implementation to free up your staff for more high-value work. Of course, we need clients to provide resources and subject matter experts, but we guide the process so at the end of your 90-day implementation period, you have a fully functional core Blackline with reconciliation, tasks, and reports ready to go.
We are really excited about our partnership with Blackline. One of the best benefits of our partnership is how well Blackline pairs with our other accounting transformation services. As discussed in previous podcasts, we do lots of work around process optimization of the financial reporting and the month-end close. Cherry Becker will help mature the client's month-end close process as a basis for Blackline implementation, ensuring the process leading to Blackline is developed and repeatable. And if we have helped improve the process around financial reporting and month-end close, we can implement Blackline, which is a supercharged way of moving up the maturity scale. Michelle and Susan, thank you both so much for joining us today. Hopefully we provided a bit of insight into Blackline, issues facing the modern accounting and finance department, and ways to address those issues. At Cherry Becker Accounting Transformation, our practice is focused on solutions for foundational accounting needs, optimized processes, and advanced digital controllership, designed to increase productivity, reduce costs, and improve reporting quality. For more information on this topic or how you can approach accounting transformation for your organization, please visit cbh.com. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Risk and Accounting Advisory podcast, and thanks again for listening.